The eerie story of King Saul's dealings with the medium at Andor illustrates the dangers of necromancy, that is the attempt to initiate communication with the dead, as we can find in 1 Samuel chapter 28 verses 3 to 19. Saul himself had previously driven mediums out of the land, in keeping with God's consistent warning to the people of Israel against adopting this practice of their pagan neighbors. So grave was the crime of necromancy, and so pernicious that God actually prescribed death as the penalty for it. In this video, we shall discuss the question, do Catholics communicate with the dead? This is Brave Catholic Voices. The belief and practices surrounding communication with the deceased have been both revered and misconstrued. Why is this matter so serious? Because human beings cannot converse at will with the souls of the dead. When they attempt to do so, they often open themselves to diabolical deception. On the other hand, God himself may at times permit a departed soul to appear to the living. This is called apparition, and even to disclose things unknown to them. And this will be true even in Saul's case. If the apparition of the prophet Samuel was indeed genuine, it was not because the medium had the powers to summon the dead, but simply because God took the opportunity to rebuke the king through the otherworldly visitor he was seeking out. The gospel accounts provide much clearer cases of departed souls being allowed by God or even sent by God to encounter the living. When Jesus was transfigured on the mountain while Peter, James, and John watched and listened, the departed Old Testament saints like Moses and Elijah appeared and conversed with Jesus. And even after the Lord's resurrection, a number of the departed saints returned to Jerusalem and appeared to many, as we can find in Matthew 27 verses 52 to 53. So when Catholics talk about prayer to saints then, or about apparitions of Mary and the other saints, they are not advocating necromancy, or they are not advocating communication with the dead. It is about asking for the intercession of these saints. It is not an attempt to conjure up the dead. It simply acknowledges that those who are in heaven, affected by Christ, are able and willing to help us by God's grace. After all, God is not God of the dead, but of the living. At the same time, genuine apparitions are not typically a startling surprise to those who experience them, not the result of someone seeking out a contact beyond the grave. Mary or other saints appear unexpectedly with a message sent from God that calls us to believe or repent or to draw closer to God. And nothing could be further from necromancy. Catholics therefore do not engage in conjuring the dead or attempting to communicate with them in the sense of summoning them back in the earthly realm. Instead, Catholic teaching emphasizes prayers for the deceased and seeking the intercession of the saints. Thank you for joining me on this episode. Don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe. Until next time, God bless you.